All right, we now talk about an inspiring story of resilience and the power of education. Joining me is Aaliyah Kimura Moore, who once faced challenges in the foster care system, but she's now graduating with a full ride to Hillsdale College. A big accomplishment there. We're also joined by Charles Bender, founding CEO of the Place of Hope, that helped her discover her full potential. So thank you both for being here. I mean, Aaliyah, like I said, big congratulations to you.
Thank you.
That is a big, big deal. So quickly run through your journey with Place of Hope, how you got there and what's leading us to now.
So I've been in foster care since the age of 4, but I came to Place of Hope at the age of 13. And the stability and just the community that the foster parents provide, the support that they give you, the routines that really just aided me and encouraged me and motivated me to want more for myself. So with that, I ended up getting a full ride to the King's Academy, and I decided to practice law. And with the help of everyone at Place of Hope, I was able to graduate with a lot of accomplishments and achievements.
And I don't want to undermine how in the beginning it was hard for you.
Yeah, it was.
So talk about that, how it really was a journey of getting into the right places and spaces at the right time, because it wasn't easy in the beginning.
Yeah, so being moved as a child, stability is not really something that you get comfortable with, especially if you're used to taking care of yourself. So I did not want to stay at Place of Hope at first because of the stability. I was like, I'd rather take care of myself. And I just kind of had to let down my guard and let them take full control, because I truly seen the potential that they wanted for me and how they wanted to care for me and how they just wanted more for me. So I allowed them to take control, and it got me in some pretty good places.
And I mean, some great places. You're going to be making a speech at your graduation.
Yes.
Also, talk about this just journey to wanting to become a U.S. Supreme Court Justice, which we will see you at. I'm going to make that, make that declaration right there. Talk to me about that. What sparked that?
So just being an inspiration for other foster kids, I would always look at foster children and I would say, oh, we're all just a statistic. We're going to end up either homeless or in jail or just not successful. So me becoming a Supreme Court Justice will allow other foster kids to look at me and say, wow, like I could become something much bigger. I could get a full ride to a university. I could do big things with my life. So
you were certainly inspiring. And Charles, when you hear Aaliyah's story, I can only imagine it just brings a smile to your face, the gratitude and joy that you see. Talk about Place of Hope's overall mission, and when you look at someone like Aaliyah, what that means to you.
This is our mission right here.
Yeah.
I mean, we have her foster and adoptive parents are the best of the best, and so they deserve so much credit for all the years of just raising her up. And we also give credit to God because we believe God's got his hand on Place of Hope. And her future is bright, and there are more like her. Yeah, maybe not quite like her. She's an amazing young lady.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're really excited for her. It is the organic part of the mission of Place of Hope. We try to emulate healthy family. And it's really that simple. And just create opportunity for young people to grab hold of and launch from there. And she's doing it. And she is going to be a Supreme Court Justice.
Oh, yes. Like I said, we're making that declaration right now.
Thank you.
And lastly, Charles, I want to make sure if anyone's listening might be interested in Place of Hope, letting people know about it. What age are people eligible? When can they get started?
So we're a large provider of foster care within this region, but also one of the things people don't know is oftentimes, like she's going straight off to college, right? And she has a place to come home to. But a lot of young people age out of the foster care system, and statistics show they just don't make it. And so probably our largest expansion point in this region right now is for the aged out youth, for human trafficking survivors, single moms with children, because we want to stop that cycle. We want to keep those kids from ending up in the system as well. And so that's a big part of what we do, placeofhope.com, it's all on there.
All right.
So.
Well, look, Aaliyah, we wish you the best. We know you have a
Thank
bright
you.
future. Thank you for coming to speak with us. And if
you.
you at home want to learn more about Place of Hope, make sure you go to our website. We're going to put a link up there, WPBF.com. You can go right to Place of Hope's website.